കോൺഗ്രസ്സുകാരനിലേക്ക് സ്വാഗതം. ഇന്ന് ഒരു സ്പെഷ്യൽ ഗസ്റ്റാണ് ഈ എപ്പിസോഡിലുള്ളത്, ഡോക്ടർ സുഹൈൽ അബ്ദുള്ള. സുഹൈലിനെ കുറിച്ച് ഞാൻ പറയുകയാണെന്നുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ ഒരു കോൺഗ്രസ്സുകാരനപ്പുറത്തേക്ക് ഒരു വാഗ്മി എന്ന് വേണമെങ്കിൽ പറയാം. കാരണം ഏതൊരു ഫീൽഡിനെ കുറിച്ച് സുഹൈലിനോട് ചോദിച്ചിട്ടും സുഹൈലിന് വ്യക്തമായ അതിനെക്കുറിച്ചൊരു അരമണിക്കൂർ സംസാരിക്കാൻ പറഞ്ഞാൽ നിർത്താതെ സംസാരിക്കാൻ കഴിവുള്ള, കോൺഗ്രസ് വ്യൂ പോയിൻ്റ് പറയാൻ പറ്റുന്ന, ഒരുപക്ഷെ കോൺഗ്രസിൻ്റെ ഒരു പാനലിസ്റ്റും സ്പോക്സ് പേഴ്സണും വരെ ആവാൻ കഴിവുള്ള ഒരു കാൻഡിഡേറ്റ് ആണെന്ന് എനിക്ക് പറയാം. മാത്രമല്ല, പ്രൊഫഷണൽ കോൺഗ്രസ്സിന് ഹെൽത്ത് വെർട്ടിക്കൽ എന്ന് പറയുന്ന ഒരു വെർട്ടിക്കലുണ്ട്. ആ വെർട്ടിക്കലിൻ്റെ ഡെപ്യൂട്ടി ഹെഡും കൂടിയാണ് അദ്ദേഹം. കോൺഗ്രസ് പാർട്ടിയുടെ അലൈൻഡായിട്ട് നിൽക്കുന്ന ഹെൽത്ത് കമ്മീഷൻ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ നമ്മുടെ ഒരു ഹെൽത്ത് പാനൽ എന്ന് പറയുന്ന പോളിസി പ്രിപ്പറേഷനിലും ആക്റ്റീവായിട്ടുള്ളൊരു പേഴ്സണാണ്, സ്കോളറാണ്. ഹി റൈറ്റ്സ്, ഹി ഈസ് എ റൈറ്റർ ടു, പോയിട്രി എഴുതാറുണ്ട്. സോ വിത്ത് ദിസ് വേർഡ്സ്, അധികം ഇൻട്രൊഡക്ഷൻസിലേക്ക് പോവാതെ, വെൽക്കം ഡോക്ടർ സുഹൈൽ.
താങ്ക് യു. ദിസ് ഈസ് ആൻ ഓണർ ബീയിങ് ഹിയർ.
സുഹൈൽ എന്ന് പറയുന്ന കോൺഗ്രസ്സുകാരൻ എവിടെ നിന്നാണ് ഡെവലപ്പ് ചെയ്തത്? ഇപ്പോൾ പലപ്പോഴും പറയുന്നത് വളരെ കൺവെൻഷനലായി കാര്യങ്ങൾ പറയാറുണ്ട്. അതായത് എൻ്റെ അച്ഛൻ്റെ കോൺഗ്രസ്സുകാരനായിരുന്നു, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ എൻ്റെ വീട്ടിലെല്ലാവരും കോൺഗ്രസ്സുകാരായിരുന്നു എന്ന് പറയുന്നതിനപ്പുറത്തേക്ക് താങ്കൾ പഠിച്ച് മനസ്സിലാക്കി കോൺഗ്രസ്സിലേക്ക് വന്ന ആളാണെന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ ശരിയല്ല എന്ന് പറയൂ, തെറ്റാണെന്ന് പറയൂ?
That is correct in a larger sense, because I had my initial schooling in Kuwait. So I got this opportunity to meet a lot of people from the north of our country, and also parts of Kerala as well. And I was exposed from a very young age to a lot of different and myriad cultures. And you know, India as a whole nation is a tapestry, and there is an ethos of a common platform and also in multiple diverse areas. In the sense, I was very much embroiled into that different mindsets with the interactions I had. And then I had my schooling in Kendra Vidyalaya, where I had to learn Sanskrit. And from the 5th grade onwards, everything was in Hindi. I used to speak in Hindi. And again, I was exposed to a lot of people from many parts of the country as well. And this made me think deeply, contemplate on why different people and mindsets, different religions and ethnicities, they can all dwell as one knit platform, an ensemble platform where you have different voices and opinions. And if you ask me personally, how this made me understand that Congress is the right party is because this is an inclusive platform for all voices to be in.
ഇൻഹിബിഷൻസ് എന്ന് പറയുന്ന സംഭവം ജീവിതത്തിൽ ഇല്ലാത്തൊരാളാണെന്ന് സുഹൈൽ അല്ലേ? ഒരു കാര്യത്തിൽ ഇൻഹിബിഷനില്ല. ആരെന്ത് പറയുന്നു, ആരേത് പറയുന്നു, ഒന്നുമില്ല. സുഹൈലിൻ്റെ കോൺഫിഡൻസ് ഭയങ്കര പ്രൈമാണ് അല്ലേ? അതായത് ആ ഒരു കോൺഫിഡൻസ് സംസാരിക്കുന്ന കാര്യത്തിലാണെങ്കിലും ആൾക്കാരെ പരിചയപ്പെടുന്ന കാര്യത്തിലാണെങ്കിലും എവിടെയായിരുന്നാലും സുഹൈൽ ആ കോൺഫിഡൻസ് ഉണ്ട്. ബട്ട് ഹാവ് യു എവർ ട്രൈഡ് ബീങ് പാർട്ട് ഓഫ് ദ ലീഡർഷിപ്പ്? ഞാൻ പറയുന്നത്, നമ്മൾ ചർച്ച ചെയ്യുമ്പോൾ പലരും രണ്ട് രീതിയിലുള്ള കോൺഗ്രസ്സുകാരാണ് നമ്മളിവിടെ വേദിയിൽ വന്നത്. ഒന്ന്, എനിക്കൊന്നും വേണ്ട, ഞാൻ കോൺഗ്രസ്സുകാരനെ സെൽഫ്ലെസ് ആയിട്ട് എൻ്റെ ഒരു പ്രസൻസ് അറിയിക്കുക മാത്രമേ ഉള്ളൂ. വേറെ ചിലർ പറയുന്നില്ല, ഞാൻ പാർട്ടിയിലെ ഫ്രണ്ടിലേക്ക് വന്നാൽ മാത്രമേ എൻ്റെ ഐഡിയോളജീസ് എനിക്ക് ഇംപ്ലിമെൻറ്റ് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റത്തുള്ളൂ, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഞാനൊരു പാർട്ടിക്കാരനായിട്ട് നിന്നില്ല. ഇതിലേത് ഗ്രൂപ്പിലാണ് സുഹൈൽ പെടുന്നത്?
I'd like to be part of a team where I can contribute from my end. There'll be core values, there'll be progressions of various ideas which have been there for a long time to elevate the pleasant platforms of the party.
ഒരു വളരെ കലുഷിതമായ, കോംപ്ലക്സായ ഒരു കുട്ടിക്കാലമായിരുന്നു താങ്കളുടേതെന്ന് പറയുക. അതായത് പല സൈഡിൽ നിന്നും താങ്കളുടെ വിഷൻ പുറത്ത് പറയുമ്പോൾ ഉണ്ടായിട്ടുള്ള അവഗണനകൾ ഉണ്ടായിട്ടുണ്ടാവാം, വേദനാജനകമായിട്ടുള്ള നിമിഷങ്ങളുണ്ടായിട്ടുണ്ട്. എനിക്ക് താങ്കളെ അധികം അറിയില്ലെങ്കിലും ഞാൻ പറയുന്നൊരു 10ാം ക്ലാസ് വരെയുള്ള താങ്കളുടെ ഒരു ജീവിതകാലം എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ വളരെ സംഘർഷഭരിതമായിരുന്നു അല്ലേ?
It was not to that extent. There was not a lot of turmoil or oppression. Probably every individual, as they grow from one particular phase and they pass on to the next one, they'll go through certain transformations in their mental processes and thoughts. And similarly, I got certain obstacles as well at that point of time in my life, and I always found some way to come out of it. But as you said, I would like to always want to interact with people. I wish to be in areas where I can contribute while I interact.
ഞാൻ ഈ ചോദ്യം ചോദിച്ചതിന് പിന്നിലൊരു കാരണം ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നു. ആ ഒരു റെബല്യസ്നെസ് മനസ്സിലുണ്ട് എപ്പോഴും. താങ്കൾ കൊണ്ടു നടക്കുന്ന റെബല്യസ് ആയിട്ടുള്ളൊരു മൈൻഡ് സെറ്റ് ഉണ്ട്. അത് ഒരിക്കലും അതിന് താങ്കൾക്ക് ശക്തി തന്നത് എപ്പോഴും കോൺഗ്രസ് എന്ന് പറയുന്ന സംഘടനയാണ്, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ കോൺഗ്രസ് എന്ന് പറയുന്ന ഒരു പ്രസ്ഥാനമാണ്. എപ്പോഴെങ്കിലും ഈ നിമിഷങ്ങളിലോ ഈ പറയുന്ന സമയങ്ങളിലെല്ലാം തന്നെ താങ്കൾ ഉറപ്പോടെ കെട്ടുറപ്പോടുകൂടി മുറുകെ പിടിച്ചത് ഈ പാർട്ടിയെയാണോ? പാർട്ടി അങ്ങനെ താങ്കളെ ഒരു എല്ലാവരും കൂടെ വീട്ടിൽ ഒന്ന് പാർട്ടി ഇരിക്കുകയല്ല, പക്ഷെ പാർട്ടി ഉണ്ടെന്നുള്ള ഒരു കോൺഫിഡൻസ് താങ്കൾക്ക് ഭയങ്കരമായിട്ട് ഈ ഈ ഈ വരവിലെല്ലാം ഉണ്ടായിട്ടുണ്ടോ?
As I explained earlier, because of my childhood, what I said about interacting with a lot of communities from the north of India and other parts of our state as well, I got to understand there is something common in all human beings, not just Indians, all over the world, but especially in Congress, because I always want to be in my own abode of spiritual dimension, because I always think that it's spirituality that can contribute and make a person refine and reach out to the next level. And that's when every human being can make a difference here. For example, Mahatma Gandhi, he was a spiritual person in his own sense, and then he was a karma yogi as well. So to reach that kind of level is very difficult. To attain that level of understanding and intensely connect the energies from your subconscious and to the universe, because it's all about energy and the transfer of energy. That's what I believe in. So to reach that level is what every individual has to attain, and only certain individuals can reach to that epitome, or to at least to a level wherein we understand when we can connect with that energy of the universe. So when you said the party helped, this is where I want to add a point, that this is the only party which is inclusive to accommodate everybody, and that's because there were people who were the initiators of the process of the Indian National Congress. The people had this wider vision of connecting energies in the universe, and that's it. That is only when you can build that framework, and that framework firmament is very strong. So that is where the support is there for every person on this planet.
Okay, so your understanding about North Indians and being with North Indian and other states where you were in school, you could interact with all of them. So you have seen many facets of Congress party and people in different roles. So my question is very simple. Is Kerala Congress or party, Congress party in Kerala different from other states?
The essence is the same, because all these values which I had mentioned earlier, that is same everywhere. Probably every aspect of Indian ethos and the culture, as I said, the tapestry and the difference we see, the party can take in and imbibe all of these in a particular customized mold. So even though essence is the same, the opening and tolerance is there in a universal way, and that can accept every single facet as you had mentioned.
അമ്മയുടെ നാടായ ആറ്റിങ്ങലിൽ താങ്കൾക്ക് ഭയങ്കര ഡീപ്പ് റൂട്ടഡായ ഒരു പൊളിറ്റിക്കൽ കണക്ഷനുണ്ട്. ഒരു പക്ഷേ ഈ പ്രൊഫഷണൽ കോൺഗ്രസിൻ്റെ നേതൃത്വത്തിലിരിക്കുമ്പോൾ പോലും താങ്കൾ ആ ഒരു ഏരിയ വളരെ വ്യക്തമായി വിടാതെ അവിടത്തുള്ള ഓരോ നീക്കങ്ങളും സജീവമായി നിരീക്ഷിക്കുന്ന ഒരു വ്യക്തിയും കൂടെയാണ്. അപ്പോൾ ഈ രണ്ട് ലെയേഴ്സ് എങ്ങനെ കണക്ട് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റുന്നുണ്ട്?
Because I find pleasure in doing both and being part of both roles. That is, for example, I have a role in the booth, and I get to go to every single house whenever an election approaches, before the voting. So I can visit a house at least 3 or 4 times, and that is not a plain land. There are some terrains, some ups and downs, and it gives me some activity mode, which I can always feel when I'm with people and a group, and I can connect with them and the people I meet. So that is one area where I find pleasure. And professional platform in the party is another area which has a different approach, as you said. Those are two different areas, but I take it one at a time.
How do you balance it? That's my question.
Balancing is just, as I told you, when you reach a level of understanding people and connecting with the energies, you always find a connect wherever you are. Because it's all about being with people and being with them and trying to empathize on what they are feeling or what they would require or need. So when you really have that empathy. So there are two important things I always tell people when I discuss with them. Generally, people speak about sympathy and they don't speak about empathy. And being sympathetic is different from being empathetic, because sympathy follows an action. Empathy is before an action happens, you understand what's going to happen. Sympathetic, you will have to react to a situation. And empathy is you will have to much advance be proactive. Before anything happens, you'll be proactive because you initially showed empathy. So this can help in all areas of life. So as you said, professional and the normal working methodology, I can balance because of these things. This is what I believe in.
Being a very spiritual person and a very deep-rooted knowledge in history, I know that you are. I can, if I'm not wrong, I can call you a historian as well because of your experience and your deep-rooted knowledge in that, and you follow religious history as well. If I'm not wrong,
Yes, I do
right?
follow
You do.
religious history.
So you have a fair understanding about where Congress politics stands and what is the position right now. So you can even predict. So why do you learn history? You can predict, like, this has been the few past and this has happened. This will also happen again. So what are the possibilities of Congress party again coming back to power with the knowledge of history, and what is your level of confidence in claiming that it won't come to power?
Because India is a country with a lot of energy from, if you look at many millennia, there's been a lot of Sufis and Maharishis in this holy place where you have very different opinions, but there are certain common shared values. And there is a universal aspect of these things, as I mentioned about the universal connect, the energies. And because of this reason, the people, with time, they've got these values, even though it is disseminated, probably not in an equilibrium or with equity. But I can tell you that there will be a point when the individuals and the whole, the group, they would realize that the only party which really values all these humanistic, tolerant values, that is the Indian National Congress. So that's the only party which can take this.
But don't you think that this religious fanaticism is gone to an extreme level that, protecting your culture, you have been, as you are aware of it, everything goes with a narrative. Every political moment, every social moment is a narrative, part of a narrative. So how do you say that tomorrow this narrative, which is very strong right now, instinctively also, it is much stronger than your basic needs. Religion and culture has become that bad, and the intolerance level is also really high. Why this is happening is because they believe that, or it is not just a belief, it's an acceptance, and this is how the future is going to be. How difficult will it be for the Congress party to crack this particular social system right now and come to a point where everybody will say, hey, look, it's a realization that has been found recently. We think that, Congress party is the right thing to do, and so far what we were following was stupidity. എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞ് കോൺഗ്രസ് പെട്ടെന്നൊരു ജനങ്ങളിലേക്ക് കോൺഗ്രസ് വരാനുള്ള സാഹചര്യം എത്രമാത്രം പ്രാക്ടിക്കലാണ്?
I mean, even now, as you are saying these, there are a lot of people in the country who are still voting for us, and there might be some who haven't voted for us in the past couple of elections. But even the people who voted for the party which is on the fringe with extremism, they haven't done it purposefully. There'll be certain other things which have influenced them to do it. It's not that that individual itself is doing it. There'll be certain other requirements or needs or certain other crack propagations in the system which have influenced them to cast their vote. So this is temporary. That is not going to be permanent.
Whatever is happening right now, this cultural balance and everything, what is happening is just temporary.
Because eventually it all comes to this point of being a good human being, being refined, being understanding of the other person.
No, my question is very simple. It is like I'm talking about the saffronization of the majority.
That's what I meant earlier. Okay. That is temporary.
So that is temporary means they have to, somehow get off that mindset of being very radical in their belief system.
You have this extreme levels of...
Has it happened before also? As an historian, I'm asking you, such a dynasty or such a regime ever existed, or which is part this...
all over the world, you see, I'm not particularly a technical historian. I'm a doctor.
No, but
when you said I read history, I know certain areas of history. I have seen these patterns repeating itself
Exactly.
in history.
That's my question.
And that repetition at the point, it breaks and it rebounds to the natural.
Have you reached to that level that right now is, oh, we still have to wait a long way? That's
We are almost there where the rebound is going to happen, and people are going to understand that being true to oneself as a human being, being refined, connecting yourself with the universe and the points of energy transfer. So that is the area wherein everybody would realize that this is the right party, this is the right person to vote.
So you believe that, you trust that, and it's going to happen.
This is going to happen for sure.
So your prophecy is how many years more?
That will happen probably in the next 10 years' time.
Okay.
It's not going to be 100. It's not going to be 1,000 years from now.
It's so you're coming to a point where you're trying to say that, okay, it's a mindset that has to be changed. It's all about the spirituality or whatever thing that is happening in their mindset for a very long time. But we have some other concerns. We say, or a part of the public or some political institutions are suggesting that it is all rigged. So even machine itself is a rigged policy. So do you believe that it is?
So I know that the electronic voting machine, because there can be external interventions possible with various. It's more a technical thing for an engineer or a person.
But do you believe in that? My question is like that.
But it is.
That's a theory.
It is very difficult for me not to believe it, because.
So you have to believe it.
Because I feel that when I speak about people and energy and what they opt, probably that pattern has been intervened with these kind of.
So make it more interesting. You meant to say that if you go back to that ballot box voting, we will come back to power.
If you go back to the ballot system, the point I would like to add is, it's not just a ballot system. You need to make sure that there is enough protection, security for the people in the booth. So that's the reason the idea of bringing in an EVM came because of the necessity which arose at that particular point of time in certain parts of the nation, wherein the ballots were taken off with deliberate force, or they were damaged or destroyed. Because the people who did this, they knew they're not going to win. So the only reason to bridge that particular intervention is to bring in EVM. So now we'll have to bring in the ballot paper. When the Western world and many other developed parts of the world, they still follow the ballot system. And we can probably go back to the ballot system, but at the same time bring in certain security measures so that this is safeguarded.
So are you we are all in this part of the struggle, enduring probable Congress government next time. But our challenges are huge. Do you think that our leadership is capable of taking
our leadership is a wonderful leadership, especially Rahul Gandhi, Priyanka Gandhi, and Sonia Gandhi, and Mallikarjun Kharge, K.C. Venugopal ji, and all these wonderful people.
There is a wide range of criticism, which I'm sure, just opening the box of worms, I would say, is that Indira Gandhi, then passed through Rajiv Gandhi, then our option is Sonia Gandhi, it's Rahul Gandhi, it's Priyanka Gandhi. So that is where our power center is. That's what people criticize. But do you think that that's a power center and that has to be changed? Or is there...
I don't think they behave like power centers. They behave like human beings with the right connect to people, and they interact with people. They try to be with the people. And you look at that family, you spoke about Indira Gandhi.
The legacy.
That her legacy, the way she passed away, and the way her son passed away. So that was big sacrifices. And no other family, I'm not saying family even, they're the family of a country. They're family of India. They're not particularly one particular family for them. They're for everybody. So that's their sacrifice. And they have contributed much on the ground. They've been with people. They've tried to understand this difference of, many areas, India is a diverse country with a lot of these deficits and gaps in the economic system and various other areas. So those people, they were legends. And I'm sure everybody is a human being. And until you reach a level of spirituality that is very high to attain, people might have certain flaws. And everybody does have it. But apart from that, they've immensely contributed to the systems in India. And that's why we still have that democracy alive. Now, when you say... we made a big comeback in the last Lok Sabha elections by reaching 100 seats. Now that is, I will tell you, it's a tremendous achievement at that point of time. And everybody didn't have any hope until the results were out. So we can expect the same
in the future.
In the future as well, in the upcoming elections. So that is possible. But it's all about hope. It's all about radiating energy and idea. It's about connecting yourself with the universe or multiple universes, as they say. There are multiple multiverses, and there are a lot of these connections there. And probably there are certain other parts of the universe where the energy has not been focused to the earth as well. So we'll have to look into all these factors.
Before we wind up, it was a very interesting session because time just when we were discussing and debating and all that stuff. Is there a general appeal that you have to make to the professionals and the people in the Congress party, that a sincere appeal from your side that you have to make? What would that be?
I would like to ask professionals to join because every contribution from an individual would add to this whole wider output of ours, and professionals can really contribute in their own different diverse areas or domains, and we have a lot of these segregated domains at the moment. So you have a big canvas, and you choose many colors from, and then probably implement your ideas, try to bring in a policy change or bring in innovation, be part of the framework or the committee. So there are a lot of areas to contribute. So I would encourage them to join the party and help and contribute for the nation, because eventually there'll be a point after all these struggles, there'll be some sacrifice. It's not easy, because you look at the world, the change happened or transformation happened in areas where there were sacrifices. No, sacrifices would happen naturally, because if you have that higher thinking and understanding of the whole universe expands, and then just thinking about us as a tiny speck in this vast universe, and if we have this consciousness, the power of the consciousness, which nobody can understand until you reach a level. So I would ask everybody to do a retrospection into their own lives, contemplate, and then try to understand why inclusive tolerance and understanding and showing empathy has made International Congress very unique, and the future lies for the party because of these values.
Okay, that was a very wonderful insight. And sir, thanks a lot for joining me in the show of Congress Garan. And I'm so happy that we have a very passionate Congress Garan sitting in front of me, a very knowledgeable person.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity. And I would like to tell you that the way you ask questions and way you connect with those subtle expressions and the questions,
you would say.
The nuances, as you had mentioned, I think that is some really wonderful. And it is all comes from a person with a lot of understanding of how to interact with people. And it's not just hard work alone, it's certain things which would be innately emanating. They'll be innate and will be emanating with a particular purpose. So thank you for the opportunity once again. It was great being here.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.